Clap test. This is the clap test. This is the clap test.
All right, cool. What it is, what it do. It's your boy, Whoa Day in the cut. I'm here again with your boy.
Glenn Rockenstein.
And we're here again with another update on quarantine lifestyle, on just another episode of Just Reset. So this episode, we're talking about everybody's favorite thing currently going on in 2020.
Modelo?
Ooh, close. It's made. Oh no, I can't say that. But it's a competitor was made in the same. I fucked that up. I don't know what I was getting at. We're talking about Corona right now.
Corona.
Yes, and not only are we talking about Corona, we're talking about a best friend of Corona's that everybody also likes to talk about.
Which could be, conspiracy.
Yes, conspiracies. Everybody loves a
favorite.
good conspiracy. And in the day and age of everything falling a fucking apart, why not talk about more conspiracies with Corona conspiracies? So, for the third time, let's get this popping off. I don't even know if I want to even talk about that same thing anymore because we've already discussed it before. We can bring it back again, but fuck it, let's just do it.
Oh yeah. So third time's the charm. So as I was saying,
We recorded this over
prior
and
to-
over again.
Yes, we have. You know, I don't think the Corona people want us to get this out there.
Nah, yeah, it's not. Yeah, they kept stopping us, and like 2020 just wanted shut down the podcast
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing can go on.
But as I said before, the main subject I wanted to talk about is the WHO, not the band, the World Health Organization.
All right, good.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of controversy about them lately because of their lack of response when it came to predicting and really countering the coronavirus epidemic. A lot of people, including myself even, are starting to think that the head of the WHO is figureheaded by a Chinese sympathizer. The dude's name is Tedros Adhanom. Blah, 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 blah. I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try. But one of the reasons why they think he is figurehead by the Chinese is because when China, got the coronavirus and they thought it was just like some pneumonia outbreak or something along those lines, at least the rest of the world did, they reported the numbers to the WHO, and Tedros, my man, did nothing to investigate him. Just, all right, China, big China is telling my truth. He's telling the truth. He's my big dog. So he didn't even investigate it and took their word for it, which really underplayed the severity of the situation, which I would say, and I think a lot of people would say, caused the mass spread of the coronavirus because there was no guidelines put earlier in place because they underplayed it so much.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there's definitely proof of them underplaying the corona way months in advance. So like I was telling you before too, I'm watching like this guy who was updating corona constantly every day up ever since this became like a problem that he found out in like January. It's called Peak Prosperity. Guy's really smart. He's a scientist, and I believe he's a doctor as well. And so like he's been coming up with like numbers, not coming up with numbers. He's been taking the data, like putting them in graphs, and people have been sending him stuff, and like other real time, doctors and scientists are sending him stuff, and he's compiling all this data, and then he's making, from a good, good not hypothesis, but a hypothesis.
Yeah.
From like the amount of data that he's getting, he's
Educated
coming
guess,
up with good, like guesses and like things of what should be happening if you are, leading a World Health Organization, and everything that he was doing, the WHO wasn't doing. And then like, like in his videos, you can, he's constantly condemning the WHO for their lack of action, especially like the fact that if someone like him is able to like gather all this data and like be able to like accurately like guess when like things are gonna go down, the WHO being, the World Health Organization,
The
like
world.
the macho.
Everybody.
Yeah, like come on, like everybody kind of knows
Except
the
Taiwan.
world. Like you kind of have to know, except Taiwan, yeah. Except if you're Taiwan. But if you're the WHO, if you're the World Health Organization, you need to like have these numbers as long as if a random individual on YouTube, not random, but like if an individual on YouTube is able to do
Like,
what
yeah.
you're supposed to do, there's a problem there.
They're acting like a bunch of monkeys in a room full of bananas. They just don't want to do anything, you know?
Now I feel like, yeah, I feel it's definitely that, but it's definitely because they're small. They're small fish in a big pond. Like they're not doing that just because like they kind of want to. They have something way more intimidating, like on their shoulders, being like, "Hey, don't do that." Yeah. Those numbers, don't release those. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, here's a bigger sum of numbers for you right here. Yeah. Just handing them out cash or something or whatever, threatening their lives. Who knows what's going on, yo? Because shit's wild out here.
We all know scientists' worst enemy, numbers. But it's all too peculiar. Very, very. It's a scary thought, I think. Having basically the world's biggest health organization, the one that's supposed to be on all of our backs, no matter what color, race, skin, or country, and they're controlled by one superpower.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they're controlled by one superpower because like every other superpower is influenced by China. I mean, there's only one superpower, and that's us right now. For right now, we're falling. If you're not aware, United States isn't going to be a superpower. No, that's just my feeling. But we'll get to that in another conversational topic. But yeah, like it's not just like it's not just one superpower. Everybody's afraid of China. Everybody's afraid of like the influence of like deceiving China or like just doing something to like make China mad at them, especially if you're like a big global economic partner with them. Like you're gonna be worried about what they do, so like you're gonna try to appease them and try to make them happy, and stroke them off as much as you can.
As much as you can. There's with a country China size with their population, they could just. It's crazy. They could literally just throw people at us.
Yeah, exactly.
Just cannonball.
Yeah. But what's it called?
But they're doing it more strategically with the economy and the health and all that stuff.
What do you mean by that?
Well, having like a foothold, they don't. Because they don't. They've gotten to the point where they don't have to threaten war. You know, they're in us.
Yeah, but that's gonna change. I feel like that's gonna change after this whole Corona thing.
Hopefully. Oh, and I should probably preface it. This is nothing against any of our Chinese listeners.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, there's a lot of racism
Asian
and
Americans
hatred going on. We're not advocating for like any hatred of Asian Americans or Chinese Americans, anything like that. We're just this is strictly on the Chinese government. Politics. That we're like calling them out. Yeah. Like nothing to do with the Chinese people, because the Chinese people too are waking up. Like they don't like the way their government is silencing. Yeah. Ever since that one doctor, who discovered this whole thing.
Kim Luyan.
Yeah.
I probably pronounced that wrong, but
yeah, probably.
You got to remember him. You got to remember the heroes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Ever since like Chinese tried to censor him too, like the Chinese people are just like, what the fuck, bro? Like. He literally called this out. He tried to help us, but now we're in the state of we're in this mess because you guys wouldn't listen to him, and now he died because of it, and it's causing China's a lot of things are gonna be like, I want to say falling apart, but like it's interesting to see. Yeah, it's interesting to see like if things will actually change or not.
Yeah,
because
I hope for the better.
Yeah, I hope so too. But like, especially here in like United States. We tend to turn a blind eye to like a lot of things that should be like life changing, and then we just end up going back to
we just get our McDonald's burger and
exactly
get back to playing Warzone.
Yeah, exactly, and then just going back to work and just living the normal life. But that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that we're just gonna do that. We're not gonna take anything from this experience, and we're just gonna just like this is finally we can go back to how life was. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people, they want that right now. They just want to go back to like living life as as it was in the past, and like that's not how we should approach the situation. We should be thinking
Always
about like
change.
how to change from this. What were the big factors that caused like a lot of this, and like how can we change from this? So that's something I want to see happen. But another, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Just as a side note, it kind of draws comparisons to Tiananmen Square, with at least Kim, the doctor who sacrificed himself. Do you know Tiananmen Square?
Yeah.
With the guy standing in front of the tanks. It's very patriotic, but China goes through I think a lot of political waves.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully this is just the peak of this wave, and it will be crashing back down to where we can empower the people.
That's true. That's what everybody needs to like start, waking up in a sense,
Wake
like,
up, sheeple.
Basically, like, cause come on, like it's not, I don't know, like it's not hard. The numbers are there. The numbers are literally saying what's gonna happen. Every country, every first world country, every even second world countries have sophisticated enough scientists to know like these numbers are happening. If you just do some basic research, if I'm not a scientist, I'm a business major, like in my 5th year of college or something, like I don't even know how long. And like if I'm able to find this information out and warn my family and get us prepared for this months before everybody else who's just like freaking out about this and don't know how to prep for anything, if I'm able to find this out, I know these people found this out, and I know they should have told their governments, and whoever is in charge of the government, they clearly should have listened. But clearly there's another thing ahead of them other than our safety. That's like persuading their motives and everything like that. Whether it be, I'm just gonna say it is economic. Everything that was that like that caused the ripple effect from like like all this information not being disseminated to all the actions taking currently right now, even though we're in the midst of a pandemic. All the actions that aren't being taken right now is economically influenced and by all these just the people. And it's just disgusting that like I feel like people won't just like think like, wow, like these people really want money over like how I feel. But like that's what I'm worried about. Like, it's just a majority of people won't see it like that. They're just going to believe their politicians. They're not going to think about the bigger picture.
No critical thinking.
Yeah, exactly. No critical thinking. And they're just going to like just go their lives thinking, going the same way, and just like, all right, now I can go back to living my mindless job, going back to work, and just like keep making money for people who don't care about me, while I keep electing these people who say they care but don't really care.
Well, like with most things, it comes from the inside. The problem comes from the inside. So with all that, it really comes up to the people to speak up, to march or do whatever we have to do to revolutionize the way we're, going about stuff. Where we can't wait for.
See, that's the thing.
We need a catalyst,
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm waiting for Joe Rogan to like quit podcasting and like just like start like a revolution. Because if anybody is going to do it, it's going to be him. Like it has to be him. Because there's no one else. There's legit no one else.
At least you have a leader who can knock someone out in a ring.
Exactly. Like Joe Rogan. That's all I need. Like. Yeah, that man may be a little short, but like I still wouldn't like I would not fuck with him.
That means he has a good center of gravity. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, stocky, short. Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to fuck you up. Like he's a fighter. You can hear it, like even when you listen to like him and like just the way he goes about things, he has like a fighter mentality. Not that I would know, because I'm not a fighter. I've never been around fighters. I'm only around hustlers. But like you could just tell like you don't want to fuck around with him.
No, he's got a hard head.
Yeah. So with that also being said, we're just gonna. This is a really good conversation we were having. So I feel like this is a good place
to end off.
Part ways here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let our minds marinate all this information and come back in here and then possibly go back at this again. Like hit up all the rest of because there's a lot of controversies and conspiracies that we didn't go over and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We just kind of got caught up into. Certain ones, which is not bad because like I feel like
Oh, you can unpack for days for each one of these conspiracies. Like I wasn't even talking about the Rockefellers or Norman Dodd or any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
There's a lot to go into. So we did a good amount for here. So if you want to hear more about that, just do what you guys keep doing. Tune in, like, subscribe, you know.
Comment. We want to hear what you think.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit us with your most crazy conspiracies.
Is exactly, because this is not about just us talking. We want to hear about you guys. We're mainly talking because, you know, we want you guys to talk. So, like,
Because we like the sound of our own voices.
yeah. I'm not gonna. I got some beats for this because I did have some like bobos before, but then I was like, wow, is that my voice? Beats. Gotta hear that in HD
The
quality.
bassness.
All right, but again, farewell. All in all, have fun quarantining and just
Reset.
exactly. Deuces.